What's going on, everybody? Josh Pocock here, and in today's video we are going to be taking a look at Dify, or D-I-F-Y AI, and this is a crazy tool, guys. If you're familiar with tools like FlowiseAI, where you can build LLM apps easily using open source low code tool for developers, this is very similar, if not even better. This is something that has been very hot on GitHub. Dify is an open source LLM app development platform. Orchestrate LLM apps from agents to complex AI workflows with an RAG engine. All right, super powerful stuff, guys. RAG engine, prompt IDE, enterprise LLM ops, fast solution, LLM agent workflow. Guys, this is going to be a good one. And not only this, I'm going to show you how you can install it regularly, or how I personally installed it using Coolify, which is a Vercel alternative. If you've been a fan of this channel or been following this channel, you'll know about Coolify. I'll show you how to set it up too. We're going to dive into all of that and how to specifically configure it using Traefik, because Dify out of box is using Nginx. So we're gonna have to do some changing things around to accommodate for Traefik running on Coolify. If you're doing it that way, we're gonna dive into all of that in this video. Let's dive right in. All right, guys, so here is the Dify website right here, and it is really cool. But yeah, you can check it out. Link will be in the description, and you can see end-to-end AI workflows, build autonomous agents, and the UI, first of all, is really nice. Like, this looks like a really nice tool. You can see all the integrations. We got Ollama, Llama 2, Gemini, Gemma, OpenAI, Hugging Face, Azure, Anthropic, all the big players. And there is a pricing page if you want to use their hosted, their cloud based, and you can see the pricing here, which it's a really great tool. I just personally wouldn't pay this myself because I'm self-hosting it, right? And that's what I'm going to show you in this video. Yeah, for some reason you want to use this, you could, but yeah, we're gonna dive into self-hosting, where it's completely free, and yeah, you don't have to worry about these limitations, because these also have limitations, right? So let's take a look at their GitHub. So this is the GitHub right here, and the innovation engine for Gen AI applications, introducing Dify workflow. To kind of show you, I don't know if this has sound or not, but okay, it's not loading. We'll show you in just a second once we actually install this thing. So you can see here now, this is really cool, right? Well, this feature chart, obviously they're biased because it's their own app, but we can kind of see, at least from what they're saying, why it's better than things like Flowise and LangChain and OpenAI Assistance API. So programming approach, API and app oriented, so that's actually really good. I like that. And LangChain Python code, Flowise just app oriented. I like how this also has API. And then wow, I'm actually really excited to start building on this app. This is one that was actually really excited to start using, so you guys know. And I was having some issues installing it, and this could help you if you're running into issues installing it, because this isn't just like an easy install per se. If you're using Coolify or something like that, you could run into issues, but other than that, it's pretty easy. It's going to be easy for you, because if you were going to encounter any issues, I'm going to show you what to do. We got a RAG engine built in, agent workflow. Okay, so Flowise, I think they just added agents, so that's may not be accurate. Workflow, okay, so observability, enterprise, SSO access control, and then local deployment. So you can just see some more information here. GitHub will be in the description down below, so you can check that out. And you can see it's definitely taken off. It blew up. This is not like years. This is months. So, oh no. This is 2024. So, yeah, it's blew up very quick. And anyways, so that is their GitHub. This is Flowise, by the way. I've covered it on this channel. If you want to check it out, how to install Flowise, I've covered videos on that. But like I said, this is a similar tool, except it seems like it's, from what they're saying, it's a bit of an upgrade. But we'll have to see, right? Anyways, so if you're not familiar with Coolify, this is what I'm going to be showing you how to self-host it on. I'm also going to share with you how to self-host it if you're just not using Coolify. But for those of you who are, or you want to, if you don't already have it, you can just go to coolify.io. I'll leave a link in the description. You click on self-hosted, and I have many videos on Coolify. You can check them out, but you just run this command and Coolify will will install. Okay. Coolify, Vercel alternative, Heroku alternative, Netlify alternative. All right. So that is Dify Flowise. I'm just closing out some of these tabs here so we can get through all this info, because yeah, there's a few things we need to cover and make sure. So here in their GitHub, basically what you're going to do to install this, let's start installing this now. So we go to projects. So if you're in Coolify, you're just going to click add. You're going to add a new project, and I'm not gonna, here, just for the sake of this, for time, I'm just going to go into this project. So you're gonna create a new resource, and what you're gonna do is public repository. Okay, and you'll see here they actually have a quick install guide right here, quick start, and they have some minimum requirements. So two core CPU, 4 gigabytes of RAM, and I will say this is definitely not on the light side of apps that you would run. All right, even as I was setting it up within Coolify, like within here, this is like the one app that I've been setting up so far, at least. I mean, maybe there'll be more obviously in the future, but this is like one of the first ones where it's actually been pretty, like, not slow, where it's bad, like super bad, but it's definitely lagging a bit, just because there's so much in here. Like, you'll see from the environment variables even alone that there is, you know, a lot of environment variables, and you'll see there's a lot of stuff going on in the Docker Compose. There's multiple containers. So yeah, but if you're not using Coolify, you can just do so let's just go to where are we? Actually, just to make things easy, let's go here, back to Dify, and then their docs. So if you're not using Coolify, then all you do is go to the docs, link in the description, and I'm going to go to Community Edition. I'll leave this link directly there, and then Docker Compose deployment. All right, and simply put, all you're gonna do is git clone this resource, and then you're gonna start Dify. So you're gonna cd into Dify Docker. That's where the Docker Compose file is. Then you're going to copy the environment variable example into an environment variable, and then you're going to run Docker Compose upd, and then it's going to deploy. Make sure they're all started and created. You're going to see that it's using Nginx right here, or Nginx. We're not going to be using that on Coolify, and I'm going to show you how to remove that and make sure it all works with Traefik. And then once you're done that, you're good to go. You can do Docker Compose PS to see your containers, and you should have them running, and then you can upgrade Dify there, right? So it's a little bit more, a little bit simpler if you're doing it that way, but it's still fairly simple in the way I'm going to show you, especially now that I'm gonna give you the copy and paste code. All right, so what you're gonna do is you're going to want to fork the whole entire project. And the only thing I changed in the Docker Compose of the fork, which, well, the Docker Compose is the only thing I'm going to change, or that you're going to change. That's the only thing I changed. And the only thing you're going to change in it is you're just basically going to remove the container. If I go to Docker here and then go to Docker Compose YAML, we are going to remove, so you can see it's a big file here, and we got Sandbox, we got Redis. This right here, you're going to remove the SF, so you can just search for these things. So the things you would want to search for is SSRF proxy, and you're going to delete this container. You're going to delete anything basically surrounding SSRF proxy network. You're going to delete that network here at actually, yeah, you can. I'm not really, the Sandbox thing there, you may want to add a different network there, but anyways, I mean, that's, I'm not even really, like, it's not that important to use it unless you really want to. But anyways, let's just see. So yeah, you would honestly just go through, delete all the, yeah, delete the proxies. So you don't need these two proxies right here. And what else? Worker, yeah, delete the network. Okay, and then delete these variables up here. And yeah, you're just deleting anything basically with the word proxy or SSRF. And if it's under like the container, you would delete the full container for the SSRF proxy. And for under networks, you can delete this. Okay, but I think you get the gist. Once you do that, you're going to be left with something that looks like this. It's just basically the exact same thing. I just deleted all the proxy stuff, and I basically deleted the proxy variables at the top for the environment. And then I also delete those obviously in the environment variables. Well, it auto populates once you do that. And then you're just deleting the container and any reference to that container or the network. All right, very simple. Once you're done that, that's all you're gonna have to do pretty much for customizing. You're gonna have to do a bit more, but I'm gonna give you the exact code. Once you're done that, we're gonna go over to Coolify. So you already should have your project set up. So where were we here? Right here. So this is where you're gonna paste that repo. So you're going to grab that repo URL and paste in the link right here and check repository. Once you do that, I'm not going to do it because I already have it, and it's going to look like this once you get in. So what you're going to do is, I'm going to leave this in the description down below. So these are the files you need. Let me see here. So within the environment variables, the only thing you really need to customize are these right here. So app API URL, app web URL, console API URL, console web URL, service API URL, init password, security key, web API core allow origins, and then console core allow origins. All right, so you're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 subdomains pointing at your server. Okay, I mean, you may be able to do it some other way, but this is the way, this is actually the way that you want to do it. Okay, so you can put the subdomains to whatever you want. You can see like this is like a subdomain. This is like a subdomain right here, diffy.yourdomain, diffy-api.app your domain, diffy.console.api your domain, diffy.console.your domain, diffy.api.your domain. And you can put for the init password just whatever password. This is going to be the admin password when you actually get it set up. It's the initialization password. Secret key, you could hash this if you want. But yeah, that whatever just goes here. and then web API cors allow origins. That will be these right here. Now for these, this is basically, so once we actually deploy it, it's going to use cors, and you're going to have to set these this up in Traefik to ensure that that they're working properly. If you don't know what cors are, stands for cross origin resource sharing. It's basically a form of security. So yeah, that's for the environment variables. Okay, we're also going to, let's see, this is the compose. We're also going to create a dynamic configuration within your server. So you're just going to click on your server, then you're going to select your local host or whatever server you're using, and you're going to click on proxy. All right, then you're going to add a dynamic configuration, right? And I just call it cors-dify.yaml. You can call it whatever, okay? But you're going to paste in this, all right? And this is in the description, so you don't have to do all the hard work in figuring this out. But I'll try to explain to you to some degree what it's doing. I'm not going to go so in depth, but yeah, we're using some middlewares here. This is like basically all just Traefik stuff, mostly. We're sending the headers right here, control allow origin list, and then boom, those domains here. So you're gonna need to change the domains. So the only things you're gonna need to change are the domains here and throughout everywhere else. And then get access control methods. So we're allowing get options, put, post, deletes for the API. And then access control all headers, content and authorization. Allow credentials true. Control max age 100. And then dify-console-api. And then boom, boom, middleware cors. TLS cert, let's encrypt. Dify web here. Middleware cors. certResolver, let's encrypt. And if you don't know like what any of this is, it's okay, you don't really need to. I'm just kind of explaining it a little bit, and you should probably start learning a bit more about Traefik if you're using Coolify. I did a video on it the other day, so you can check that out, and I'll do more as well. But start reading some of the docs and stuff, getting used to what these are, like middlewares and all that, because if you're configuring a lot of apps, you're gonna have to kind of know a bit when it comes to Coolify and Traefik and stuff, and it's good to know anyways. So, and then yeah, load balancer server. So yeah, the only thing you need to change is these domains, and then the last thing you need to change is the IPs here. So all you do to get those IPs is you just use this command, which will be in the description down below. You're logged into your server, you run docker ps, and then this command, it's going to tell you the name of the your Docker container and then the IP addresses for that Docker container. You're gonna want to look for the web Docker container and the API Docker container. One of them may have like 2 IPs beside it, but you can grab the first one. If you have issues figuring out what is which, just ask AI, ChatGPT, or Claude. But you just run this command, you'll see web. It will say something different like than this, but this is the web, the new container you just spun up once you deploy it. And then this is for the API, and that's for Dify. And you get those IPs and you just put them here. You're gonna want to keep the same ports. All right, those are the same ports. This is the port for the web server, and then this is the port for the API. Okay, once you do that, you just upload to your config, you save. All right, once you save stuff with your proxy, you're always gonna have to restart it, but in order to get those IPs, you would need to have deployed it already. So now that we got that, next thing is the your Traefik configuration. So let me just, okay, now this, you don't need to like completely copy this config file, especially if you've already done configurations, because you'll lose those ones. But so you don't need every single thing in here. A few things I'll just like your default config file will look pretty similar, but there's basically a few different lines. So the way Traefik works is lots of times when you just need to do certain things, you can add either command or labels mostly. So these labels right here, a lot of these are actually just like, this is related to your Traefik dashboard and getting that set up. I'm not going to cover how to set all that up, but I mean, if you just copy this, it will actually just set it up. I mean, okay, well, if you want me to quickly cover it, all you do is you just copy all this, put it in, and then when you go to your, you have to go to /dashboard / and you must do the money, the dollar or the pound sign like that. Okay, that's in your URL once you actually get this config file. That's just for your Traefik dashboard. That's not related to Dify. Okay, but the main thing for Dify here is we're just making sure that the certificate resolvers are letsencrypt, acme, HTTP challenge, this, that, etc. And then yeah, you can configure your Traefik domain here. Letsencrypt resolver for dashboard and load balancer 8080. This right here is if you're using the Traefik dashboard, you want to hash this password. This is like a dummy password, but this is what because that's what your admin, and because the dashboard has authentication. So yeah, but yeah, and then there's more labels here. Boom. All right, so I'm just trying to cover, like, just briefly show you what the labels are, even though I'm giving you the exact copy and paste thing, but just so you kind of know, because it's good to still know how it's actually working under the hood a bit, right? And yeah, if you have any issues or if you have any questions or you need to do a bit of customization, just ask AI. Give what I'm giving you to AI and you'll be good to go. This works out of box though. Okay, you're gonna paste that in here and then you're gonna save and then you're gonna restart your proxy. Okay, so you should have already deployed your server and you just restart the proxy. And then yeah, so you, just to recap, you have your dynamic configuration, you have your configuration for Traefik right here, and then you updated your environment variables with your domains. So you need to have 5 subdomains or subdomains pointing at your server IP address. So make sure you already did that in your Cloudflare, in your Namecheap, whatever. And then basically what we did in the configurations is we're allowing cors for those websites and all that good stuff. Because an issue you may face, which I faced, is once I actually got Dify up, and I had the main website loaded, and it's like, here, this is what it looked like. Let me just show you. So once you actually deploy it, it's gonna look something like this. This is actually the second page, setting up an admin account. There's gonna be a first page and it's gonna be login, and then below the login, it's gonna say like create admin account, something like that. It's gonna be like in blue text like this. You just click that, then it's gonna take you to this. But if you don't do the configuration right with Traefik, then it's going to be on a continuous loading page. All right. So you may, who knows, you may still run into issues, whatever the case may be. If you do, one thing you can do is inspect element and look in your console, see if there's any issues. All right, see if there's any issues when it's when the admin account is loading. Because what I was seeing was an API request was trying to be sent to the backend. So basically what we're doing, but it wasn't able to connect, right? So basically what we did in the this right here, the dynamic configuration, we're connecting the backend API service IP. We're connecting that with the front end. All right, so they can like sync and go back and forth between each other. And then we're also allowing cors. All right, and once you do all that and you just copy and paste, do exactly that, you should be good to go. From that point on, now we're in Dify. All right, I'm trying to think if there's any other issue you may encounter. Okay, so you can inspect, you can check if you are encountering issues, check console and check network. All right, check for the stuff that's loading, and you just see the error, click on it, look at the HTTP request, like if it's allowing you to do GET or POST or whatever, and you can see the API. But you shouldn't run into any issues. So especially if you just follow this tutorial, you should be good, right? But who knows? If you're using specific setup, bugs can always come about, or maybe you're watching this in the future. So just giving you some tools to potentially troubleshoot, all right? Because Dify has a lot of containers and it's a pretty intensive tool. So that's what what's making me very excited about it, because I see how intensive it kind of is with the setup and all this, and then the tools and the UI, and it's making me very excited, right? So let's just quickly cover some of the basics of Dify now that we have it installed and deployed, and I'll show you a little bit about it, and then I'm going to make future videos actually like building cool things out, right? But once you have your account set up, we have 4 options at the top. We have Explorer, so this is all the Dify apps, all right? So, or the Dify app templates. So you can see recommended, agent, assistant, HR, programming, workflow, writing, etc. Some of the top ones right here: workflow planning assistant, question classifier, knowledge chatbot, knowledge retrieval plus chatbot, automated email reply, text summarization, workflow, customer review analysis workflow, sentiment analysis, investment analysis report, SaaS startup mentor, AI front end interviewer, code converter, right? You know, you get the point. Next is Studio. So this is where you're going to build things out, right? We can either build from a blank, create from template, or import DSL file. All right. Access chatbot, same thing. Well, this is all, and then you can filter either by your chatbots, agents, or workflows, right? And I'll show you a bit about the builder in just a second. Knowledge. So this is where obviously you can have your knowledge. So import your own text or write data in real time via webhook or for LLM context enhancement. So this is really cool. You can just click here and create data sets. Like, this is super, super powerful. And also too, guys, if you're using Notion, you can sync with Notion. You're gonna have to, you may have to do a few extra steps here, I believe. I haven't done this yet, but you may have to, if you're doing certain things. I know there's a part, you can check the docs. They have some section on Notion variables, etc. You may have to add in the environment section. Tools. Yeah, so here's different tools built in, custom and workflow. So Yahoo Finance, Web Scraper, wow, Code Interpreter, GitHub, Bing Talk, right? Bunch of different ones. Twilio, Firecrawl, Brave, really cool. Search API. So those are some built-in ones. You can create custom tools, and then workflows. We don't have any workflows right now. All right, so let's go ahead and just do some testing here. Let's create a template, and we can just use this one right here. Question classifier, knowledge chatbot. We'll create that. And now we see it right here. We can go inside the builder, and boom. This kind of looks a little bit like Flowise, but honestly, I just really like the UI of Dify because it's very very modern, and yeah, it looks a lot slicker and cleaner, to be honest, and it looks a little bit more like expensive, like it would be an expensive tool. Orchestrate, API access log, wow. So advanced AI, chat AI, so we can literally see, wow, this is super, super cool. Okay, boom, we can see our logs and annotations right here. Wow. Total messages, active users, average session. This is pretty crazy stuff. All right, so you can see here, start, define the initial parameters for launching your workflow. So you can change some of this, input fields, queries, system files, conversation ID, user ID, question classifier, input variables. We can change models. All right. We would actually have to add models first, I believe. And then knowledge retrieval, LLM, etc. So yeah, I'm going to play around with this more, you know, in the next couple of days, guys, so I can actually get a feel of building stuff with Dify, since I'm new to Dify, but I'm very, very excited. But I'm just kind of giving you guys an over the shoulder, just my reaction to seeing some of these features. You can do HTTP GET requests, or well, any requests here, right? And then we can play. Wow, this is just awesome. Can publish, update, run app, embed into site. Yeah, this is like, I mean, I haven't fully dove deep into Dify as well as even Flowise as much as I want to. I've used Flowise, etc., but I haven't fully dove into it as much as I planned on, to really get a really good feel for it. But just off of my initial impressions, like I would lean more towards Dify just in terms of what I see so far. But I mean, not to fully count out Flowise, but yeah, this is just really, really clean. I'll have to like I said, before I come to a complete, you know, consensus, I'll have to really play around. But I think Dify just has so many things that I didn't see with Flowise, but we'll have to see. But if you've used both of them, let me know which tool you prefer down below, or what tool you're excited to use, whether it's Dify or Flowise. And yeah, guys, I hope this helped you out. Install Dify and get started with Dify, and now you can actually take this, start using it, build out your knowledge base, build out your tools, you know, build out cool workflows, you know, and we have API access to them. You can embed them. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do here. The possibilities are endless. AI is getting crazier and crazier, guys. So if you are into this type of stuff, open source, AI, automation, workflows, N8N, make.com, whatever the case may be, we upload videos every single day on this channel on how to do just that. If you're an entrepreneur, marketer, business, AI, tech person, enthusiast, whatever the case may be, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, and yeah, if you did get some value from this, you know, drop a like, drop a subscription to stay up to date with the daily content. And then also too, guys, if you're new to the channel and you haven't already joined our free community, stridecommunity.com, it's 100% free. So you can just get free extra value in there. You know, anything that I find that I don't post on YouTube, I put in the Stride community, as well as you can just network with like-minded individuals like myself, other marketers, business owners, salespeople, coaches, consultants, you know, AI engineers, whatever, right? There's a lot of cool people in there. So check that out. It's 100% free, stridecommunity.com. And then other than that, guys, if you have any questions or you encounter any issues with this install, let me know in the comments down below. But I will see you in tomorrow's video. Keep hustling, keep grinding, and of course, guys, accelerate your stride. Take care.